Two.
Let's do this, guys. Yeah.
Let's go.
We are here. It is the Leftovers. We've got a great show today. We are bringing the heat.
The righteous justice.
Yeah. Come on now.
That's right. That's right.
That's right, brother.
Oh, I know.
I got to work on my. That's right.
Ethan, I just want to let you know that you are co-hosting with a person who is unfortunately outed as making money on the internet.
I'm disgusted.
I'm so
spit on
sorry.
you.
I know.
Hussein Pecker.
Yeah, I want to apologize.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, Zach.
Hussein Pecker.
Yeah, we meshed Hussein. Who says Hussein?
Keemstar.
Oh yeah,
Hussein,
Keemstar
Hussein,
calls you Hussein.
I don't know.
Oh, he does?
Yeah,
He
and
said
then,
Hussein or
know.
Hassan, whatever your name is.
and then Alex Jones calls you Pecker as your last name. So
Pecker
your Hussein
is
Pecker
mad.
is your alias.
That's right. That's me, Hussein Pecker.
So there was a big Twitch leak.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, round of applause to Amazon security on that one, Twitch.
Yeah.
I don't know how these huge tech companies manage to leak their data every fucking week, but here we are.
Yeah.
You were number one trending. Every time it comes up, people are like, got him.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I was really owned this time. I mean, this time they got me. They got me good. It's just funny because so what ended up happening is there was a massive leak. They have the entire source code of the platform. Like they have so much data, and they just dumped it. And they said it was part one. It was dumped on 4chan, not on Poll, but still. And they did it because they said that Twitch was very toxic. Twitch had a toxic culture. You're on 4chan saying that, so I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about like the corporate culture or
No.
streamers?
No, I think they mean I suspect they mean hot tub.
Oh, for real? It's
I kind of don't know. I don't know why they would. People suspect it might be an inside job, like a disgruntled former employee, because the amount of information that's available is insane.
What I'm wondering is if they have emails, which I'm hoping they do, are we going to finally figure out what happened to Dr. Disrespect?
Dude, that's what I want to know as well. But also at the same time, if they have emails, I'm kind of cooked. You know what I mean?
You think so? Why?
Not like internal documentation or anything like that, but I if they have emails, it means they have so much information. That
What
means
would
that
cook you about that?
I mean, we get paid out by Twitch. You know what I mean? You got social security numbers and a litany of different things
All that shit's out there already.
Yeah. Well, I hope not.
It's
Jesus
out
Christ.
there, bro. They've got it.
Bank account, bank account information. All this other stuff. It's not great to have all that.
Oh, they've got all that.
Passwords are also luckily hashed and encrypted.
Yeah.
So hopefully that is not a part of the leak.
Well, so it turns out that Hassan here, Hussein Pecker, did pretty good on Twitch. But that wasn't a secret because you were displaying your... Do you mind if I show this?
No, I don't care.
I mean, it's out there.
Yeah. No,
Are you embarrassed at all? I mean, I know that your subs you display...
Yeah, I'm super embarrassed by it.
But I feel like that you were already upfront about this information, so I don't know why people were...
No.
It's a simple calculation.
No, it's the thing that people love to do where they're they just... None of the people that are upset at me have ever watched me, right? Because if you do, you would know. This is something that I acknowledge. This is something that I openly show in an effort to be as transparent as possible, right?
Yeah.
So if you've ever watched me, my fans, my community, they love this. They think it's funny. They meme about it nonstop. But if you've never watched me, then you're like, wow, we leaked it.
You've seen only the hot takes.
Yeah, this is leaked. This guy, wow, he's making a lot of money doing this. And it's well, yeah, I'm making a lot of money in the form of subscriptions, $5 a month subscriptions for content that's otherwise free. People will always be like, oh, well, that's you're banking on parasocial relationships. It's I literally, if you've ever been in my chat, if you've ever been in my community, I don't read donations. I don't read subscriptions. And that's not like a way that you can interact with me. If you want to interact with me, you write in the chat. It's the most democratic way possible. All you need to do is follow for 10 minutes. There's a 10-minute follow to, combat raids and stuff. But other than that, like, you write something, doesn't matter if I have 3,000 people in there way back in the day. Doesn't matter if I have 30,000 people, 40,000 people. I will very likely read it. I'm a sniper. And I try to make that as democratic as possible. Like, I want to hear from everyone. I don't care. I don't want to like paywall anything in that respect.
That's pretty impressive that you're able to garner so many subscribers without like reading out messages and stuff. But
yeah, well,
Number
because it's not
13.
that at all. It's not that at all. People see me as a leftist voice that has either helped radicalize them or helped communicate their thoughts better. And they want to support it. They're like, I like what this guy's doing.
yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I want to give him $5. We mapped it out last year because I was live 42% of the entire year. Like literally,
How's
like
that possible?
I just would stream for 14 hours and then I would go to sleep and then I'd wake up and I'd stream again because COVID. I had nothing going on.
Crazy, dude.
My dog passed away. I was like very lonely.
I'm so
I needed
sorry.
it's all good. I needed a sense of community. You know what I mean? I needed like something to keep me focused and, wake up in the morning and do something. And that community that I was able to build helped me with that. So I was live for 42% of the year. And it came down to if you purchased a $5 a month subscription, which you don't have to because everything is free, literally free.
Yeah.
It came down to 2 cents an hour.
No, what?
Yeah. They were paying
you.
They were
2
paying.
cents an
Yeah.
hour.
If you bought a $5 a month subscription and you watched like all of my content through 2020, you paid me 2 cents
Hot
an hour.
sex lines are way more expensive than that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right.
Yo,
that's what most people don't
pretty
understand, like-
impressive. Like, I mean, you're number 13. That's got to feel pretty good, at least.
I mean, not necessarily. I didn't even crack the top 10, dude.
Fucking
Broke.
damn, broke
No,
ass loser.
It's funny because like I mean, Critical Role is up there at the top, but they're
What the fuck
like
is Critical Role?
so they're like a D&D company. They make like professional D&D campaigns, if I'm not mistaken.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah. So it's like totally separate. They have a super
It's like a
active,
network.
Yeah, they're like a network. There's a couple
So
people there.
XQC is number one streamer.
Yeah.
And that's some cheddar cheese right there, boy. Yeah.
So
Wow.
but the thing about XQC and the thing about Summit and the thing about like someone like myself as well on that list is that like
8.5 million XQC made for people listening
yeah.
between. It's a 2-year period.
Yeah, between August 2019 until October 2021. And the thing is, XQC has been number one on the platform in that entire duration, right? And throughout that process, he has had an average of like anywhere from, I think back in 2019, like 30,000, all the way to now, like consistently 60,000, and in certain instances, like up to 100,000 concurrent live viewers. That's insane. Like that's like TV show level. That's
and
bigger than a
live
TV show, and it's live
streaming
for
all day.
8. Yeah. And he's live for 10 hours every day.
People in traditional media on television pulling the numbers that people online do are, multi-million.
way more caked up. There's a lot more advertising and stuff that goes into it. And this is just the payout stuff for subscription and ad revenue. So this is what like Twitch is paying you, right? So for someone like myself, that's pretty much like all of the money that I make because I make all of my money from the subscriptions and also the ad revenue, even though I used to never run ads, but I was
Is the ad
contractually
revenue
obligated to.
anything significant? Because when I was on Twitch, it was very little.
I did not notice at first. I didn't realize. And I was like, why the fuck am I making a lot more money now? Like my
interesting.
subscription. No, I think I don't think it's as high as YouTube maybe, but that I also don't run a lot of ads.
So, okay,
Like-
but it is something because, when we would do it back in the day, it was like, you would get like $50 and I would have like 20,000 people watching. And I was like,
I negotiated my contract with Twitch to lower my ad density to like physically the lowest I could do without them being like, okay, fuck off. I used to never run ads until this, but then my contract came up and I got my agency to negotiate it down to 60 seconds per an hour of content. And that's like, I mean, that's nothing in comparison to YouTube. That's nothing in comparison to TV, obviously. And at first I hated it, and now I'm just like, it doesn't even matter. I turned it into a game, right? But even with that, even running 60-second ads, like to a 30,000 live, 40,000 live concurrent viewer audience, like it adds up. It makes you add up a lot of money there.
Interesting.
So the point I'm trying to make is like XQC is profoundly wealthy from Twitch streaming. He does now. He used to make fun of me all the time, and now he like runs. They all run fucking way more ads than I do. Which, ironically, they used to always say I run the most ads. But what I was trying to say is like, so he's profoundly wealthy, but he's also like he works an insane amount.
He's top of the game.
Yeah, he's like literally never stopped streaming, and neither do I. Like we just don't stop streaming.
Thing is, the top in any field is gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you look at the top of the field in YouTube, you would think it's not any YouTuber you know. For example, like the stuff that
Ryan's toy reviews
ain't shit
anymore. I thought, wasn't he back in the day?
No,
he
he's
was popping
huge.
off.
He's still huge, but there's other channels that because now my son he's over 2. He's gotten into all the YouTube content, and he loves this one Baby Bus, and I get fascinated because I go, man, because the views you'll click on a video and it's got like 1 billion views. So I go, okay, so go Baby Bus, Social Blade. And I start looking up all the stats just out of sheer curiosity. And you start doing the numbers and your mind just explodes because, first of all,
okay, that's a wide estimation. 113,000 to $1.8 million a month.
They don't know what they're talking about. For kids shows, the CPM tends to be higher.
Yeah.
So you're looking at least $10 CPM, okay? And now you're looking at, let's see, let's come down here. Oh, they're having a rough time here, guys.
Not a good month for babies.
They had their best month was 1 billion views in May.
In 1 month.
In 1 month.
That's insanity.
So 1 billion views at 10 would be, I think, $10 million in 1 month. Right, Dan? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. $10 million.
Yeah. YouTube has a much larger audience too. That's why it's like funny when people are like, "Oh my god, Twitch streamers are making so much money," and we are. Like Twitch streamers are making an insane amount of money at the top, of course.
Dude, I think it's fantastic that you guys are. You know, back a few years ago when we were on Twitch, people just weren't pulling. People were not making money. But you guys are making top end dollars now.
Yeah. I mean, part of that is Twitch Prime too.
Yeah, fantastic. Love that. Daddy Bezos. Thank you.
Daddy Bezos,
you.
the Bezos bucks. And
yes.
So I just like, people were, not a lot of people were actually like frustrated at the top content creators because I think I like basically took all the hit. Like I'm a magnet for all of that kind of controversy.
Here's the meme, yeah.
Yeah, that's what fucking Ludwig.
Twitter finding out streamers make money. Hassan taking the heat for everyone.
Yeah, it's just like Asmongold was like thanking me. He's like, I'm so glad Hassan's on the platform because like everybody just yells at him instead of us. Like
it's hard to stand up for yourself and be like, yeah, I make money, so what? But I mean, that's the truth. It is what it is. Like it's just weird because we're part of this industry that everyone loves and everyone's happy. It's like, we don't want to watch TV. We don't want to watch we don't want to get cable subscriptions and do all this normal mainstream shit. All those people would make way more money than we do. So why does it surprise you when people at the top of the game, entertaining the most people, working super hard, are making money?
I think it's not that it's a surprise because, people expect that, right? But it's more so just anger that people feel because they're like, well, fuck these guys. All they're doing is like sitting around in their living rooms, talking to a fucking camera, watching YouTube videos.
That's boomer shit.
And playing playing video games. I would love that job. And it is right. It's a fucking incredible job. It is one of the best jobs you can ever have. I love it. I love it. I'm profoundly fortunate. That's why, like, even if I have offers, even when I get offers from like larger media, legacy media publishers, stuff like that, I'm like, fuck off. It's not happening.
Me too. It's like there
why would I
be
do that?
No reason for anyone like us to go to and have a boss tell you what kind of content
Yeah.
you can make.
Editorial control over what I can and can't do
for sure.
when I'm literally speaking to a massive audience, a community that I love, and I make enough money that I never have to like worry about anything like that.
Yeah.
And can withstand like additional cancellation or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? If like people were like, we're gonna cut them off. So that's like that's what it is, and that's why I make most of my revenue. Unlike every other streamer on there, I don't have a lot of advertising deals. Like I do it every now and then. I did a Far Cry one the other night.
Oh yeah.
You know this. I have a hard time with ads, regardless. But I refuse to do ad deals like 90% of the time on my Twitch stream. When advertisers come in, I don't really do a lot of merch either. Like I have, I'm working on it currently, but it's been difficult. Like, you know, ethical sourcing of garments and stuff like that. But they are just, I mean, people are just making shit up. Like they just,
yeah. So I want to get into
find
that.
anything. So they're just like making stuff up. They want to be angry at me. And they can't be like angry at it because it's like people are voluntarily subscribing for $5 a month, and they literally don't even get anything in return because it's fucking free. The content is free. I do everything for free. Not only that, but I give out my IP for free too. So there's like other YouTube channels that just simply take clips from my stream and post it, and they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Yeah, they usually post it before you do.
Yeah, they post before I do sometimes, you know?
Yeah, so what was interesting about this list was that because a story we followed is that just basically that women are ruining Twitch. These thoughts, I guess, as they call them, or hot tub girls or just e-girls. There's not I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see a girl here.
Amaranth is the top.
Where's Amaranth?
Amaranth is the top like female content creator now, like most paid. But she's not in the top 25.
Yeah, there's nobody in the top 25 that's even a woman.
Yeah,
and maybe she's the only hot tub streamer. So I find that ironic too about how much people have bitched and cried and moaned about girls on Twitch.
Yeah,
and they're not even on the list. So fucking eat shit to them. By the way, side note.
Well, Amaranth and like Alinity and many other female content creators, like the ones that have OnlyFans, like pop the fuck off on OnlyFans.
Oh yeah,
like,
but
that's where they make the bulk of their money.
Exactly, but that doesn't even affect these dudes complaining about it. It's like if you want to go on, it's a whole different platform. But I think Pokimane made a good point about it. She said at least people can't over exaggerate me making millions off my viewers anymore. She wasn't even like cracked the top 100.
Yeah,
no,
see the thing
she's number 39. I see.
Yeah, the thing with like Iman is that like she's a massive content creator. She has her YouTube stuff, and there's the second part of that where she's like, well, I make like a lot of money off investments and things of that nature, and you know, merchandising and like ad deals, right? So I don't need to, like, she's like, I don't need to, you know, do like I don't need to get money from donations and stuff, which I don't even have. Like, I turn off my TTS. I never read it. Like I said, it's not like method to interact with me. But people were yelling at me. They were like, why can't you be like Pokimane? It's like, dude, my top donator gave me $35. Like the donations are fucking nothing.
Yeah, if you don't read them off, it doesn't increase.
Yeah, I don't read the donations. There's no back and forth. People donate because they want to be heard. Sometimes I turn on TTS because it's like funny. People will make like crack like fucking jokes and stuff. But most like 99% of the stream is off. So it doesn't even matter. I don't even know how to fucking turn them off, but I could. And then people are like, make investments. Like I don't want to fucking park my wealth in the stock market. Like
but that's like people think that like when you have a few $1,000,000, it's easy to just be like, here, take my money, make me money. It's not like that, you guys. It's really not.
But yeah, and most importantly, like part of the reason why the revenue looks like that is that Iman doesn't stream as much. You know what I mean? She's awesome. Love her. She's great. But you know, that's what happens if you don't have like, if you don't stream as much, you don't have as many subscribers. That's how it works. I don't stream for 2 days. I lose 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
You just like
pretty rough.
it's like that. You see it. I mean, it's not rough. It's
It
like,
is. It is. It's. I mean, it's a lot of
I
pressure
mean-
to stay on, but
But yeah, I'm a
part of
psycho.
the game.
I'm a psycho. So I love that like competitive aspect to it more than anything else. But I don't really, dude. I don't
what do you-
stress it. It's like what fucking. Oh no, I have 50,000 subscribers instead of 55. Like that's insane. That's an insane amount of subscribers to begin with. You know.
Andy No said a leak from Twitch shows that Hussein Pecker links tags you, of course. Send all hate here.
But like that's not gonna shake me.
Yeah, obviously. A popular far left streamer and socialist activist earns $200,000 a month. This doesn't include the venture revenue earned from other ventures, which it sounds like there isn't really. It was also recently revealed that he purchased a $2.7 million West Hollywood mansion. For shame.
Brilliant fucking reporting by Andy No, dude. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Pecker
Thanks.
is mad.
It's just weird. They're literally just like, man, this guy's successful, dude. I fucking hate that. Like, all right, thanks, dude. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. Thank you for telling everyone how successful I've been.
Yeah, the whole thing, the whole consistent shaming of you for buying a house, having a good income from Twitch, the whole situation is just so odd to me because there's nothing inherently wrong with being wealthy, right? I mean, like, there is a point where probably upwards towards $1 billion plus where it becomes an issue. But like having a few $1 million, tens of millions of dollars, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with making that much money. Nothing inherently wrong with socialist principles either.
So here's where you and I differ, I think.
Uh-oh.
So first of all, I believe that it's functionally impossible to generate like a certain level of income, probably in like the tens of millions, without hiring people and then profiting off of their labor. It's just a simple Marxian term, profit being theft. The difference between you and I think, is that you are a capitalist. I am
For
not.
sure.
So when you hire people, you extract their surplus labor value in the form of a profit.
Yeah.
And then you use that profit for whatever. You can pocket it if you want. You can use it back and reinvest it back into your business if you want. And someone on the left, someone who is anti-capitalist, would say, I believe that there should be a more democratic process in the way that that profit is distributed. So, for example, I have 2 editors on my YouTube channel, and it's not a full-blown cooperative corporation because I'm still the main like service provider. It's not like we're fucking making pomegranate juice or something, or we're not doing commodity production, right? But they dictate what they do. They dictate their own hours. They dictate what kind of content that they want to make. They guide the direction in its entirety. They guide the direction of the
How do you
channel
pay
in its
them?
entirety. So the thing that I'm designing currently, up until recently, I was just like paying them a flat fee that they asked, and that I would just increase whenever revenue increased, because I was like, you're not asking, like, so I'm just going to give you more money because the channel's making more money. But now it's gotten to a point where like the channel makes a decent amount of money. So I'm just going to give them the flat fee plus half the revenue overall
Okay.
of the entire channel. And not only that, but then also
Don't get any ideas over there, Dan.
not only
No
that,
fucking revolution back here.
not only that, but we will figure out how to contract out like other editors
Well, wait,
if we need
wait.
to, and expand if we
why
want
not give
to,
them a cut of your main source of income? Why?
because they don't touch the main source of income in any meaningful capacity. The main source of income in the form of like the Twitch stream is just me. You know what I mean? They're just working on what I'm creating on
So,
Twitch
at what
and then adding value to that.
At what point can you hire someone to help you on your main channel without having to pay them an enormous amount of money that like you've built this thing by yourself from the ground up? So how can you ethically hire somebody to work for you, either researching or let's say researching, preparing stories like we have,
Yeah.
how would you pay them?
I think a distribution of profit there, considering like how unique what we do is, because like you're the content, you are providing the service, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're a factory owner and you don't really do anything. You're not on the fucking assembly line if you're a factory owner. But when you're the content creator yourself, you're the one who probably edited the videos up until a certain point, and now you have editors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're still the one who's like directing the content, and you're still the one that's being filmed. So it presents a unique problem, really, from at least a Marxist point of view. Something that I think about all the time, something that I was thinking about even before I became this successful, and I never thought I would, is like, how do I ethically contract out people or hire people? So, well, one thing I do is basically just ask them, like, how much do you want to get paid? Like,
But
what do you want?
in my
for this?
experience, when you ask people how much you want to get paid, especially in this realm, what they'll tell you is it's fine. Like they I think
lowball.
they're used to getting fucked.
Yeah.
So like when I ask people generally what do you want to get paid? What's your price? And I always pay them what they ask. And then sometimes more, you offer more because you're like, that's stupid. I'll pay you more. Like, yeah. But in general, if you ask what do you want to get paid, people are going to ask, way, 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 way less than.
No, literally. So
work is work.
So I add on to it.
Yeah. But still, it's like. So if you hired someone to work with you on your stream, you would not pay them a percentage.
No, I would pay them a percentage. I don't know what like the adequate distribution would be, and I have no idea. And also part of that is like, this is a double problem for me. It's a problem because I think about the ethics of hiring someone like that, like as a full-time employee, and like how to offer them adequate pay for the amount of value that they're providing for me, right? Because that's what labor is. Labor creates value. There is no value without labor. But in my situation, there is value without labor because I'm the labor, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Because we're not like, if you were making this chair or if you were making this desk and you owned a factory that made these desks, right? You would not be able to make the desk on your own. You would have to hire someone to make the desk. But in my situation, even without anyone else, I can still keep it going, right? Because I have a community and all that. And it's like back and forth conversations and whatnot.
It seems maybe you're overcomplicating things in that it might make you more hesitant to hire somebody.
Oh, for sure. It definitely has.
Which to me seems inherent issue with this philosophy, because at the same time, you could easily pay someone the market value for a job of researching. You could even double it. You're going to end up hiring someone with a fantastic salary.
Yeah.
That's probably still a very small fraction of your overall income, but like double the market wage, let's say triple even, still a small fraction of your income. There's people that need jobs, who want this job, who are going to be happy, sustained, getting what they need financially, and that to me seems like there's no problem past that. And actually, there is a problem in thinking and complicating things the way you do, is because you don't get the help you need. And this person doesn't get a job.
So that leads me to the second problem there, which is that I don't want to manage. I'm not a good manager. I'm not a good business owner, and I don't want to do that. I worked at the Young Turks. I saw how that operated. 26 employees. It grew. There was like, they raised money and all this stuff. And I saw the complications that came about, right? And I don't want that. I don't ever want to do that.
I'm just talking about like one person to help put stories for you together.
No,
not putting together like a corporate empire.
No, I totally understand that. So that's why I don't focus on permanent growth like most people do. I think that's like baked into our understanding of the world. Like that's baked into your success. Everyone does this. I care more about, I obviously care about like revenue streams, clearly, because money is freedom, ultimately. But I care more about sustainability. I care more about just having fun and having being free of editorial control, being free of like any sort of scrutiny or fear that I might get fucking canceled or whatever. Like that's what I care about more than anything else. So I'm perfectly happy doing exactly what I've been doing and continuing to do that. And if it grows, it grows. Like a person that I actually think has an incredible business model that I really, despite like our disagreements, that I really, I guess, think is great. His business model, at least, is PewDiePie. Like I think that the way that he has been able to,
He has a very light touch. He works with like 2 editors. That's it.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I love that. I want that. That's precisely.
And he's also a workhorse. So like,
Yeah.
But that's what
I am too.
When I think you guys have that in common. But I was shocked when I found out you didn't have anyone to help you, because it can help consider. I mean, it can just be a huge help. It's a win-win. That's the thing. It's like there are times when capitalism. I personally think capitalism is a great system. I am a capitalist, and like the situation I described is a win-win. Everybody's happy, right? But here's the thing.
Well, not necessarily. I think
In the
in your
situation I
they are.
described-
In your situation, they are, because
There's a lot of times where capitalism does exploit labor, for sure. And like you look at like Walmart and Amazon and the companies like that, where they're like publicly traded and they're serving, the interests of their board and et cetera. Then what they do is they squeeze motherfuckers as tight as possible without popping them, right?
yeah.
But in the case of you being a capitalist business owner and hiring someone, paying them a good wage, that's a win-win. But my philosophy on capitalism is that I would say in general it's a fantastic system, but I also have like a big asterisk next to it, in which I do believe in big government. I do believe in social programs. Like there are some verticals of business that should not be privately owned, like jails, like healthcare, medicine in general, stuff like that. It should not be. It's just too important to the public welfare to be run by private businesses.
Yeah.
And also, I believe that on the top end and on the bottom end, there needs to be regulations and control and rubber bands to keep capitalism on the rails, because it will ultimately undermine itself. It'll undermine itself.
Yeah. And that's what we have in America, is a system since the Reagan era, the neoliberal reforms during the Reagan era, that have like completely dismantled any sort of antitrust laws that we have, that have created all of these oligopolies that engage in price leadership, not price fixing, but that has created this like awful system in which like your utility providers suck, your ISPs suck, and there's no way to like combat that. They'll get billions of dollars from the government and then refuse to fucking actually implement fiber. You know what I mean? They'll get billions of dollars to like improve the speeds, and then they just like don't use it, and there's nothing. There's no way to retaliate against that.
What I did have a specific question for you.
I would say that you're a social democrat. And the difference between me and yourself, if that's what your question was going to be, is that I am a democratic socialist. So I believe that like ultimately a better future is possible, and that revolves around initially getting to a social democratic America like Norway. Okay, turn America to Norway tomorrow. Great. But that system itself still heavily relies on exploitation of the third world. That system itself still heavily relies on imperialism and in order for it to continue. And so much bloodshed that is overseas that we don't even see, so we don't even think about it or comprehend it. And I think that in order to solve that, in order to especially combat like the upcoming mass migration that is going to occur as a consequence of the climate crisis that we're facing, for example, we need to uplift the working class all around the planet, and not just necessarily try to, through a series of like patchwork social welfare programs, help out our country here and there, because there is no other solution I see beyond that or fascism.
Well, for sure. And that's what's so weird to me when I see these huge companies and Congress failing to regulate them, is that ultimately like late stage capitalism, you kind of, as you see it here, it's self-defeating. It's self-defeating because for capitalism to really survive, for society to be healthy and well-oiled, you need harmony. You need people on the bottom specifically to feel comfortable enough and content enough to where they're not going to want to start killing people.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what that's what welfare states do. Some leftists, some anti-capitalists hate the welfare state because they see it as a continuation of the capitalist system, and that's why they don't even like social democrats. I'm not one of them, but because I'm a dirty revisionist, as they would say. But I understand the necessity of exhausting the state machinations to its final conclusion, while simultaneously organizing, unionizing, making sure that there is direct action taking place to make sure that the current existing system, that is a capitalist one, that is built to uplift capitalist commodity production for sure, can be dismantled while simultaneously improving the material conditions of the working class. And I guess like the difference is that I believe that inherently under a capitalist organization of the economy, there is a very simple contradiction between the two classes, those who own businesses and those who work for businesses, the wage laborers, right? If you've ever worked in retail or anything like that, you want to work the least amount of hours for the most amount of pay. Your boss, on the other hand, wants you to work the most amount of hours for the least amount of pay. It's that simple. And that contradiction is unsolvable or that contradiction is unsolvable in our current organization of the economy. Social democracies seek to address some of that through price controls, through a sequence of regulations that you mentioned, and unions, obviously, which create an opportunity to collectively bargain for all working class interests. But ultimately, it's still that exploitation still exists there, and it just moves overseas. And if you can't find someone to exploit or natural resources to extract, then you create an environment that makes it so that you can exploit and you can extract natural resources. And that's where imperialism comes in. And we've done this so many times as the United States of America, the hegemonic power in Iran. Mossadegh wanted to nationalize the oil industry, their own resources. And British Petroleum and the United States was like, fuck that, we're not doing that. It happened in Chile. There was on 9/11, way back in the day, there was a coup against Allende. The people of Chile organized, democratically voted in a socialist leader, and they did a coup, an America-backed coup, happened all around Latin America, happened all around Africa. So, we have been carefully stopping any sort of like counter to capitalism, any sort of economic organization that even runs counter to capitalism from existing anywhere that we can actually change the outcomes in without scrutiny. And that's why you see Norway and social democracies operate without a lot of like American involvement or American influence. Like Norway's fucking forestry is nationalized. Like the entirety of the extraction industry in Norway, from forest to oil.
Isn't it true that Norway has a shitload of money because they're just fortunate to be sitting on a ton of oil?
I mean, but doesn't
that help fund their social programs quite a bit?
Yeah, Venezuela does too. Norway also has forests. But the difference between Norway and Venezuela, and I love drawing this parallel, is that, yeah, sure, there's corruption, of course. Chavez was good. Maduro, not as much, not great. And also brutal as well. But the difference between Norway and Venezuela is that, well, Venezuela was not allowed to participate in the global marketplace
they were
despite
under the thumb, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. They get abused by the global banks.
You think Venezuela would be a Norway-esque country if it wasn't for intervention from Western countries, specifically the United States?
Yes. If they were allowed, if the United States didn't actively
well, that's a fucking shame.
Yeah, I mean,
and ironic too, because it's like such a talking point of the right to be like, socialism doesn't work. Look at Venezuela.
Yeah, and my point always is like, Cuba is a great example of this too. It's like, if it doesn't work, then just like let them fucking exist. You know what I mean? And it'll blow up on its own. Why can't you just let these countries fucking exist and participate in the global economy? Like, why can't you let foreign capital still come into the country? Why do you have to constantly, facilitate business plots in other countries, and hype up a couple like Venezuelan billionaires to overthrow the government?
You keep saying Norway. What do you think about Sweden? Because they don't have huge oil reserves, but they're also like I consider a model country that is, has a strong economy. Sweden has more billionaires than any other country per capita.
Norway has more billionaires per capita than the United States as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, by the way, that flies in the face of people that say like, oh, you can't be a wealthy and also be socialist. It's just, that's such a bullshit fucking fantasy.
The American Enterprise Institute back in the day used to be like, Norway's not socialist. Like, and they would literally show that there's more billionaires per capita.
That's proof.
And then people were like, okay, then let's do Norway. And they were like, okay, we can't do this anymore. They're like, we got to stop saying this. Oh shit. No, actually they're, don't focus on that.
But like socialism in itself inherently isn't like you can't be rich.
No. As a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. That's the fucking hilarious part about this. And there's so many different kinds of Marxist thought, and there's constant infighting, so it doesn't fucking matter. And everyone is gonna have their own brand, and then you have the fucking anarchists too. But nobody loves absolutely obliterating socialists like other socialists and other anti-capitalists. So I try to not participate in that as much as I can. But the thing is, like, ultimately, socialism or Marxism specifically comes from having the workers own the means of production and get adequately paid for their labor, the value that they provide. So it's literally the opposite of people being like, Marxism means you get no wages and you get abused by the government and a small fraction of individuals own all the wealth in society. I'm like, that's capitalism, bro. You're literally describing capitalism. Anytime someone is like, socialism never works, it doesn't work, and here's why, they're literally describing capitalism.
Yeah, because if you look at Sweden, richest man in Sweden, I'm curious. I know the IKEA guy is super yacked. But if you look at Sweden, they have a shitload. Everything's unionized, and the people that work there make a lot of money.
Yeah,
like the bottom rung employees make enough money to pay rent and feed themselves and live a dignified life. And yet these people are still able to be billionaires. So like what you don't see in Sweden, how rich is this Stefan Persson guy? Pearson. What you don't see in Sweden is a lot of Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Bill Gates.
Yeah, our billionaires are mega billionaires. That's the difference.
Yeah, like being worth $4 or $5 billion is still even different to me. Like I actually don't inherently have too much of an issue with someone being a billionaire. What I do have a really big issue with is obscene mega wealth that just is like literally it's unfathomable wealth that and these people become like
you can't,
force of nature unto themselves. Like they can affect so much.
You can't be a billionaire without exploitation. It's just
for sure.
I mean, there are like actually now in the current state of the economy, there are some labor billionaires. I don't know if you know this concept or not, but like you do have like athletes like Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, or Messi that are like labor billionaires technically. So
yeah, you have a lot of musicians that are getting up there.
Yeah, there are labor billionaires. Like LeBron James recently became one.
I don't have a problem with. Well, when you say exploitation of labor, like, well, there's Swedish billionaires that their employees are part of a union. So would you consider that exploitation? I don't understand.
So even that is, unions are not the end all be all, obviously. I think that there's an argument to be made about decommodification of certain resources that you also mentioned. One of them, I believe, is shelter. I think that there should be socialized housing. These are all, even from like a classical, not like a Marxian economist point of view, but there's like classical fucking macroeconomics 101, microeconomics 101 point of view. These are goods that have inelastic demand. And what that means is like, no matter what the supply looks like, you still need a house, right? To survive, you need shelter. It's in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like you need shelter, you need medicine, and you need food. And these are commodities that, at the very least, should be afforded to every single working class person around the world unconditionally by the state, so that they can, better.
You think
So
that
that we can be a better world in general. Like,
you think that
but the thing I was going to say
people
about
are
Sweden,
entitled, every person is entitled to own a house?
I think every person should be able to have a house. Yes.
Own a house?
Yeah.
And so I
100%.
guess I don't disagree with that, but it's just in the current way we do. Like, you would need, and actually I'm in favor of this, but you would need a massive housing project run by the government, because you would need like really effective, massive buildings built super efficiently.
You know what's called? You know what that is? First of all,
Public
that's
housing.
jobs,
Yeah.
and it's public housing, and that's jobs, and that would be a wonderful opportunity for America
I'm
to
actually
build
not.
infrastructure.
I'm actually. I think that's a fantastic idea. And again, it doesn't mean that you can't live in a fucking nice house in the Hollywood Hills
agree.
either.
I agree.
Yeah, I like that idea.
There are like luxury goods that are because I still
Well,
I'm
so
a
if I'm not, but the problem is now, as a business owner, if I'm not paying my employee, $1 million salary, is that my fault that the government is not doing public housing? Because me as an individual, I can't ensure that my employees all own houses. Like, it's not possible.
Yeah, I mean, well, your business also might not make enough money to be able to pay every single employee $1 million.
Of course
so that's
not. That's my point.
Yeah, no, that's not up to you at all. It's I the way I look at it is a bottom up rather than a top down approach, like democratizing the workplace as best as possible. And what that means is like I would want everyone that works with me to have as much autonomy over their own lives as possible. I think that's like something, even when I was working at the Young Turkeys, is something that I fucking despise, is like waking up on Monday morning to go to fucking work, even though I was like, I was doing extra work that I loved on the side. I still hated it. I just because I didn't have any control over it. You know what I mean? I had a designated time that I had to go into that I had no say on. I had things that I needed to do that other people were making me do, and that fucking sucks. So I want to be able to have that be more collaborative. But the thing I was going to talk about with Sweden, I mean, and this happens all the time. I mean, they stopped it, but there was a time and place when they were outsourcing their production, and even potentially rumored to use child labor. You know what I mean? Like, they were using factories in Romania, and the conditions were wretched. This is all the way back in 1998, of course. And the International Federation of Building and Woodworkers threatened to boycott IKEA.
IKEA, yeah.
And that is the beauty of unions, by the way. If your fucking multinational corporation decides to outsource labor to like super cheap and horrible conditions in an effort to improve their profit margin for their shareholders, you can be like, all right, we're fucking stopping then, bitch. Like, guess what? No more
and
IKEA.
somehow they still make a fucking shitload of money.
But the point is like, and I love this, it says, IKEA has certainly ended child labor practices in subcontracting factories. Although eWay prefers to refer to local legislation, pointing out that the national laws or regulation may permit the employment or work of persons 13 to 15 years of age or 12 to 14 years of age on light work. So, like, this is what I mean when I say that we need to uplift the material conditions of the working class all around the world.
Some people would say we have done that.
Well, you know who's done that?
Yeah.
Fucking China.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, right. I mein, in China, but like in general, it's true that poverty has greatly reduced around the world.
I mean, without Chinese numbers, it's nothing. Like, straight up.
You think most of that's just Chinese
No, it literally-
rural people making
Literally Chinese. It's like, I'm not a Dengist myself, but his reforms and allowing foreign labor allowing foreign capital to come into the country and basically saying like, we just have a lot of fucking manpower. We're just going to throw it at the problem. And we are going to seize all of the manufacturing and make it so cheap here in China because of the material conditions there originally that like, everyone started making everything, all manufacturing moved over to China. But then the reason why people's conditions improved in China and they got out of poverty wasn't just because foreign capital was coming in. It was also because they were reinvesting everything back into high-speed rail, back into socialized housing, even though there is a massive housing problem in China as well, because they have more billionaires in their Communist Party than any other fucking political party on the planet. But they have a more centralized control over their own economy, and ultimately, despite the horrific and anti-liberal, social,
they're also monsters.
For sure.
Yeah,
like
mass murders, monsters,
there's
genocidals,
100%, 100%. Mass surveillance.
Yeah.
The Uyghur genocide.
Absolutely horrific.
100%. I completely agree with that. What I was referencing specifically is like how they've been able to.
That is interesting though.
Because like you don't have to do that. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to genocide people to be while also simultaneously helping and uplift your working class. They're doing that because
that weird thing about communism where they demand homogeny from everyone.
Yeah.
Which is what ends up, killing and just.
I think what they want is they see the Uyghur Muslims, specifically in Xinjiang, as separatists. And I mean, Xi Jinping has literally said this. It's so fucking insane that like there's a lot of leftists who get mad at me for saying this even. They defend China unconditionally. But he's literally said like, oh, our mass surveillance program of Muslims, we learned from America. Like we are following America's like technique.
Yeah, but right. But that's kind of what Russia always says too when they get caught. That's like the classic go-to. It's just like, we learned it from you, Dad. You remember that commercial?
Yeah. I mean, they
at the joint. We learned. I learned. Where did you learn to smoke? Where did you learn to smoke weed? I learned it from you, Dad.
I mean, they do though. They definitely adopt American style mass surveillance, and neither is okay. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not one of those people who's like, it's okay when Russia or China does it. It's not okay. It's only not okay when America does it. Like, I think it's not okay across the board. Some people get mad at me for saying that, but
I don't like China. I mean, I get the social programs.
You're a classic, empathetic American dude who is, of course, still going to have a lot of that social conditioning that you get.
I'm in the Matrix still, you think?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I get your perspective, but
my perspective is different on this because I didn't grow up in America. Like, I saw the consequences of like American imperialism and destabilization.
Sure.
So that's the reason why, like, when you ask people
who
the greatest threat is
imperialism, and I think our foreign policy is insane.
It's just
I just more from a capitalist perspective. I think. I don't know I don't think we're ultimately that different in our philosophy in terms of
in the short term, especially. Yeah. I just believe that it's not simply enough to create robust social democracies in the Western world while we still continuously exploit and destabilize nations in the third world and refuse to allow them to develop. One other way that we do this is economic imperialism. The IMF and the World Bank offer loans, which is what China is doing as well in the One Belt, One Road initiative now, which America fucking hates. But we offer loans to developing nations, right? We as in like the Western nations. And then those loans are conditional and they come with a set of like consequences where you can't do social democratic programs. And I know this from Turkey. Yeah, they literally are like, oh, you want to do this? You got to privatize your nationalized industries. You have to implement austerity measures. You're like, can you imagine? You get a fucking loan.
They say, we'll loan you the money you need, but you can't do social medicine?
You can't do, you have to privatize certain key sectors. Like they put insane conditions onto it.
And are these American companies getting involved in these private sectors?
Now, that's the second part of that.
That's fucked up.
And then of course, foreign capital seizes all of those previously nationalized sectors. We did this with telecommunication in Turkey. But not only that, but also on top of that, they tell you to implement austerity measures, which is fucking ridiculous. And then on top of that, the loans go back to private Western businesses.
They just come and
you have to literally use the money that we gave you that you're borrowing back on our businesses. and not on
disgusting.
yourself.
That's freak shit, dude.
And
It's
that's
just a loan.
and that is like that is a cycle of fucking abuse that is so pervasive. It happens all the time, and that's the soft power touch. That's the soft touch kind of imperialism that we engage in before we talk about having a military
yeah,
base.
I'm fairly ignorant on all that kind of stuff, and that does horrify me.
Yeah.
You know what else horrifies me?
What?
The quartering.
That's a good segue. And also, I'm sorry we like got into
No,
really
it's fine. It's good.
we like deep dove into this.
It's good. I have no problem doing it. I actually been wanting to talk about that kind of stuff for a while, so I enjoyed it. But I think I do need to educate myself more in terms of like the corporate financial imperialism of like stuff you just described.
Yeah, it's just avenues and methods of control that are a part of our everyday lives, and the like you can experience it or you can see it, especially if you ever worked like a normal job, like a wage job with a boss and whatnot. You experience that every single day, which by the way goes back to the original point, is why I was going to say, like, I understand when people get mad at me when they're like, this guy is fucking, he's a lot of wealth. What the fuck? He's a leftist, but he has a lot of wealth. This is fucking bullshit. If you're working at fucking Starbucks, by the way, shouts out to the unionization efforts in Buffalo. But if you work at fucking Starbucks, which actually is better pay and better benefits than most other companies, and you fucking don't like your life and you hate it and you hate your boss and you hate what you have to do every day, or if you work in a distribution facility for Amazon and you're like, well, this fucking leftist guy is making so much money. Well, fuck him. I'm suffering every day.
I mean, that's just low tier bitterness. It's got I don't accept that as valid criticism. It's just,
No, I don't think it's valid criticism.
I think you're being generous, you're being nice, but
No, I think the anger is understandable.
yeah, for sure. But obviously
But it's misplaced.
people need to know where to place their anger. I could, beat my wife and say, well, I'm just angry, but it doesn't make it fucking understandable or just. Obviously more extreme, but
Yeah, no, I think that like that ultimately there's just blind hatred of, oh God, what a nice thumbnail. Blind hatred of the wealthy ultimately isn't the worst kind of thing. And I say this as like someone who is fucking wealthy, right? It's not the worst thing. It's just you have to figure out where to direct that anger.
I personally hate this I think the blind hatred of the wealthy is so dumb because there's such a fucking tier list. Getting angry at Hassan, who makes a few $1 million a year, versus
It's a lot of money still.
I know it's a lot of money. I'm just saying the different tiers of wealth is such a huge deal. Obviously, being worth $10 million, you're set for life. You're good. You got everything you need. Beautiful. God bless. But then you're talking about billions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Like, these people are the fucking problem, bro.
Well, and it's not even necessarily
People be like, oh, Ethan calling other rich people out. It's like the difference between me and Jeff Bezos is like I'm an ant to him
Well, you and I are closer to homelessness than we are to Jeff Bezos.
by far.
Yeah, no, that's like literally, but so is Donald Trump technically. That's how fucking wealthy Jeff Bezos is.
You could be worth $50 billion.
You could be a billionaire
and be closer to broke.
Yeah. Hell yes. Than Jeff Bezos. That's how profoundly wealthy he is.
Yeah.
And the point isn't necessarily like he's been able to accumulate so much amount, like this vast amount of wealth, right? The problem there isn't necessarily the wealth alone. It's that how you accumulate that wealth. You can't accumulate that level of wealth without fucking
no question
grossly
that
exploiting
there's-
people.
yeah.
Non-fucking stop. Without having people pissing goddamn bottles and shit.
Shit in bags, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
Dan
the
shit in a
fucking
bag
issue.
the other day, and he's not exploited. Explain
What?
that.
What?
I said Dan shit in a bag the other day, and he's not exploited.
Yeah,
Explain that.
you guys were doing Squid Games?
Yeah.
But that was the point, though, is that the point is like, how do you accrue, how do you generate your wealth?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos.
And then what those people do with the profound amount of influence and wealth they have, and how they dictate policy in a system that already benefits, in a system that is designed to literally create Jeff Bezos's. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why it's like fucking hilarious when people are like, the one fucking successful out of like 10 socialist like media personalities, let's fucking attack the guy who's like currently the most popular socialist personality. Like, fuck that guy. I fucking hate that guy. I get why you're angry at me. I totally understand it. but it's
I don't.
misplaced anger.
It's
like,
stupid. But like these other smaller socialist creators, they make money the same way you do. They just have less people watching them. So what's the fucking difference between the two of you? The means of earning money is exactly the same.
1,000%. That's true. That is, I joke about that all the time. I was only referencing like, you know, regular working class folks who are just like, who feel frustrated. But then again,
fuck them.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Not.
I'm just kidding.
Then again,
we love
like,
the people, don't we?
Like actual
we love
organizers.
We live for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, actual organizers and people that like literally put in the fucking work, whether they're like labor
we love
or whatnot,
the people.
Those people don't get mad at me because you know they like what I do. I hype them up.
What do you think about the quartering? You have beef with him? You've ever talked about him?
I consider him to be so irrelevant that I rarely ever mention him. I mean, I call him the quarter pounder. It's like fucked up. I'm fat shaming a little bit,
But it's funny.
yeah, it is kind of funny.
I have no problem with that as a fat person.
Yeah.
Well, you know he peed in his basement.
I heard this. I don't know the exact details, so I'm excited to.
Oh well, let me start. Well, first of all, this is the first conservative media personality to make a video about us. So
Let's go.
It's kind of fun.
Let's go. Thank you, quarter pounder.
And of course, he totally lies and takes it out of context. The title is Instant Backfire. Ethan Klein and Hassan Piker laugh at people who died of COVID. And, well, let me start by showing you the compilation that he starts the video with.
All right, moving on.
Now, you guys that watched know that we had like a pretty nuanced conversation about like who can we laugh at, who can't we laugh at. We weren't just blindly laughing at, you know, poor people dying of COVID, who are the victims of misinformation. But watch how he edits this.
Kane.
You give me a little volume.
Herman Cain.
Awards.
Oh, I fucked it. Wait. Is that not right?
No. He said Herman.
Me.
Or you said Herman Cain. Yeah. No. It's not. You got that right. I'm just saying like.
Yeah.
That's like totally valid and reasonable to laugh at Herman Cain. That's what I was gonna
100%.
say.
Herman Cain went to this event,
Well, you see how he edits
got
it.
it, and straight up fucking died.
Like I will make fun of you. If you die, I'm gonna make fun of you. I will laugh.
And worst of all, you're gonna tap dance on their grave.
Yeah, exactly. I will own you. Like you will be owned.
Yeah, so he cuts it out just to make it look like.
Yeah.
But that's his thing. But before we
I
get
mean,
in,
I don't even care to be honest. Like
Yeah, I don't
okay.
either.
Like
I don't
said what I
either.
said.
But basically, before we get into watching this video, just to give you the ultimate Jeremy lore, he's quite a beta actually. He will never be Sigma like we are. Do you consider yourself Alpha or Sigma?
I'm Sigma.
You're Sigma.
Unshakable frame.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You go
Except
your
my
own
back
way.
is fucked up, but
Yeah.
that's
So
besides the point.
Anyway, here is the legendary quartering peeing in his own basement because he's mad his wife got pizza without him.
You never know.
Beta is shit.
You never know. Maybe I'm gonna pee in my trash.
Crank it
can
up.
down
Crank
here.
it up. Come on now. This is important.
I don't know. My wife went out for pizza without me, and I'm angry about it.
Oh, he's
So
drunk.
I'm gonna win this
Yeah, he's
round, and I'm gonna pee. If I don't win this round, I'm gonna pee in my own basement.
I love that he has a "Women Want Me, Fish Fear Me" hat. Women definitely
about
do not
that?
want the quartering.
You're saying peeing in your own basement
Is not
is not
sexually
an attractive
desirable.
feature?
He's a king.
I don't have a bathroom
Could be
down
a
here. Oh, we made it. I was ready to pee my pants. I'm ready. I don't have a toilet down here. All I have is a drain in the floor. I feel like we're gonna have to use it though. I feel like we're gonna have to use it.
This is in a way he's punishing his
got it.
wife by destroying his own property. Oh, you're shocked by this? Oh, okay. I'll keep playing it. I've seen this a million
Pee
times.
so bad. I gotta pee so bad. I gotta pee so bad. I gotta
Okay,
pee so bad.
you
I gotta
fucking
pee so
get
bad.
up
I'll
and
never
pee,
survive
dude.
this
What the
round.
fuck's wrong with you?
I'm not gonna survive this round. I
He's
gotta
like
pee
playing
so
a
bad.
fucking baby game while pissing himself, dude. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I mean, he literally. I mean, he is actually one of the
Oh, I'm
dumbest
almost about to pee my
motherfuckers.
pants. I gotta pee
He's
so bad.
yeah, he's
I
deficient.
gotta pee
you know?
so bad. I want to lose so I can pee, but I don't want to lose.
And then the context of it all being that he's angry at his wife for going out with pizza without him. And notice how he says, I'm going to pee in my own basement. Like he's going to destroy his own property. Like also, that motherfucker is always peeing in his basement and his wife hates it because it's disgusting. So he's like, my wife's going out for pizza with me. I'm going to pee in my fucking basement to show her.
What? But I don't understand. Like, wouldn't it just smell like piss where you fucking film?
Oh, it's splashing everywhere. It's going to stink like piss for sure.
Like, why the fuck? I just don't understand. Like,
I have to be so bad.
Oh, and he owns a shed that I think his wife made him buy so that he can go pee out there.
why doesn't he just pee in the toilet? I don't understand.
He doesn't want to go upstairs.
Don't you dare talk about water.
Wash, think of cold water. I mean, this is sad. There's no activity in the chat, dude. Who the fuck's watching quartering play Fall Guys, dude?
Nobody. You
I
see
feel
5
so
people.
bad. You guys don't
I
even
mean,
know.
I just like, I literally don't understand why anyone would watch this content.
Anyway, this culminates, of course.
I mean, he's
The
really
P,
fucking.
the P. I
I mean,
don't even
he's
know what to
currently
say.
he's owning like
Don't talk about water.
13-year-olds.
Don't talk about water.
on the internet on a fucking baby game while pissing himself. It's perfect.
Don't talk about it.
I think there's a point
Don't
here
talk
where
about
here it is. I'll fast forward a little bit.
Okay, the difference between the 13-year-olds that are playing Fall Guys though, and this guy is that they probably piss in the bathroom.
You sure they do?
Yeah. You know, when they need to pee, they're like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go pee in the bathroom. This motherfucker was like, nah, I'm gonna pee in my fucking basement, dude. What a psycho.
Here it comes. The moment of crisis.
He owned the libs pretty hard with this one, I think. Get woke, go broke. Oh, that's
So at this point, yeah, you can hear him peeing. If you put on the headphones, he's peeing. He's standing up and pissing on the floor of his fucking
Bro, he literally
studio.
did not move far away from his fucking desk. He just got up and
he's
is peeing next to his desk.
like a
I'm
few
losing my
feet
mind.
away from it. So just this, I like to just bear in mind the person we're dealing with.
At that point, it's over.
Yeah, so the debate ends here.
Yeah, you pissed in your fucking basement. That's so crazy.
So anyway, I figured we would enjoy some the quarter brainer
I suspect he's an
I
anti-vaxxer,
just
just
peed in my basement.
for sure.
judging by his
Actually, I
basement
don't
pissing.
know if he's an anti-vaxxer, but he's pro.
He's one of those guys who's like, I'm pro
I
freedom.
won't tell. Hippo rights, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever he is, who cares?
What a piece of shit.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from
Oh,
the
yeah.
More
Quartering,
volume.
and I don't think it's any secret that I've had, my critiques of other
Pissed my
content
basement.
creators at times, and I don't think I've always been the best, in particular in terms of my hot takes, and not always been fair. And I think that,
Wow.
after seeing
That's
this
growth.
new podcast with Ethan Klein and Hassan Piker, I think I actually got some good out of it. I decided that I need to try to be better, especially with my Twitter activity, reduce that, and just be less vindictive and awful, because
Who
I don't want to
inspired
turn
him?
into what Ethan Klein has become. It was just a really sad display of two multi-millionaires laughing
Damn, bro,
at
you
people who
jealous?
have
What's up?
not survived.
he's jelly beans,
their
dude.
Again,
battle
this is the
with
thing. He mentions the wealth, but there's no irony. There's no criticism of it. It's just they're rich. Also, this man is not a socialist. He is pro-capitalism.
Yeah, what's up,
You
dude?
should be fucking on your knees kissing my feet because I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Worship me.
That's the thing I never understand. It's like people will literally come into my chat and like defend their fucking workplace conditions and their bosses and shit, and they're like, "You're fucking rich." It's like, okay, like, all right, if I have all these ill-gotten fucking gains in the form of like people voluntarily giving me fucking subscriptions because they like the content that they're consuming, then the system is, I guess, fundamentally broken. Maybe you should do something about it. You know what I mean?
Well, if he's a capitalist, he needs to worship my fucking feet.
I agree.
He's pro-business. Kiss my feet, bitch. Go pee in your basement for me.
Look, this is why I always say to people when they're like, socialism, but you're using an iPhone. It's such an idiotic fucking argument, but also like, okay, well, you claim to be pro-capitalist, and yet here you are failing at capitalism. What's up? Do you have a deed to the factory, dude? Where's your capital?
Yeah.
Show me your
You
fucking
suck
capital.
at capitalism.
Yeah.
I rule at it.
Sucks, dude.
I
Change the
fucking rule at it. You
Change the
suck at it. Yeah.
I'm deep
the
undercover.
coof. Now, the basis for this is like, ha ha, hardy har har har. somebody who was anti-poke died. I just don't get that. I don't understand that mentality.
Why not?
I think
Well, again, we weren't just. I think even you were like, I don't like laughing at random people who die. Like we were very open about that. So it's a very bad faith argument from the.
Well,
from
the thing that he
get-go.
cut in the beginning was me literally saying, like, look, the other side of this argument is that I want the fear of getting owned by libs to motivate
motivate
people to
them.
go get vaccinated.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and he clipped that, of course, out of context.
it's sick. And look,
Sick.
if there's somebody out there that is like actively spreading bad information and people are getting hurt of it, and then karma gets them, I can understand that.
He agrees with us. That's what's the whole point. That was literally the whole point of our segment, and he openly agrees with it. What I don't get. He did a whole fucking thing. Don't be Ethan and Hassan. They are bad people.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? Those people fucking hate us regardless, man. Like, I don't
He
think.
fucking said the same thing. He says you can laugh at people spreading bad info.
Yeah,
that's
no,
what we said.
That's my favorite thing is when people are like, I agree with this guy, but I'm gonna act like I disagree with him while saying the exact same thing he's saying.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's doing a total straw man where he's like, they're fucking going to hospitals where people are dying and spitting on their corpse as they are put out in a body bag.
I did that last week.
Yeah.
That's
It is fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Dumb.
Yeah. And then if you go forward, wait, here, I'll play a little bit more for you.
But spitting up an entire podcast for talking about for like a half an hour, laughing at people who die from
I don't think
this.
you watched it.
I think even
what,
if let's
what a lot of
say
these people do is they find the
this guy-
highlight and they see the title and then they make a whole video. I don't think you watched our video.
I love
was-
this. I love that. Pause
you didn't
frame.
like this guy, or
Soy
he was
face.
He's soy face.
wasn't a
bro.
part of your
Soy
cult.
everything.
he's still maybe a
If you go a little bit further, just because I don't really think he's worth
The
it.
weirdest part about it is that like Quartering is not very good at what he does because like I feel like he can't shut off that part of his brain that allows him to go like full fucking propagandist for some weird reason. Maybe he's like too stupid to be a sociopath. You know what I mean? We're like just fucking lie, dude. Like why are you like I don't get it. Like just say that the vaccine is fake.
He's just dumb.
Yeah, just say that the fucking vaccine is fake and it makes you gay or something, and like that's somehow wrong or whatever. And
Well, he would get banned if he said that. First of all,
oh yeah, that's true. I guess
he would,
they do
he would
that.
get banned.
I guess
But
they do
he
that
said-
now.
he
They
said
do it
we-
like Steven Crowder does. Complain about the censorship.
Crowder's smart though. He's got like that. He's like he's an advanced racist. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like we were talking about last week. He's got that high level racism.
You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have to think about
Crowder's
it, dude.
just dumb. I mean, I guarantee you, Quartering's just an idiot. Steven Crowder does not pee in his own basement. I guarantee
No.
that man uses a toilet. He got class.
No,
Yeah, so he said he's been inspired to
be a
be a
better,
better
person.
Here's some of his recent thumbnails. Feminist rage.
It's so funny because
It's like,
like
bro, are you fucking 2021, dude? Are we really still doing?
yeah, no, he's trying so desperately to bring back Gamergate. Like he's just like
that was a good
"Please,
time for him, I think.
Please, like please, I need that so
I
bad.
mean-
Guess what the next one is?
Let's see. Gamergate.
This is from like 2 days ago. I'm not kidding.
Gamergate TV series. Like,
Bro, it's like there was a point in time when
yo,
like
look at this soy face right
yeah,
there, bud.
there was a point in time when like everybody was like riled up. I don't even know anything about fucking Gamergate. Like I don't know what happened, right? I don't want to. Sorry, I'm just not interested. Okay, I know a little bit, but not interested. Ultimately, like there was a lot of people that was into there was a lot of people that were into this stuff back then. And now all the anti-SJW compilation people that used to pop the fuck off back in like 2015, 2016 are just they all look like Quartering. They're all like fucking neck bearded
all
weirdos.
look like Quartering, bro.
Yeah, they all fucking piss in their basements and they're
Yeah.
so sad and so desperate to like bring back that
just
like
mad
rage against
incel energy.
random fucking rad libs on the
So
internet.
yeah, this is the level of content though. Feminist rage, Gamergate, and then by the way, Epic Meltdown. He's using the same women. He's been using the same women as thumbnail. This was like a meme from like 2015. He must be using the same.
yeah.
By the way,
'Cause
the
he's
Jew
still-
face one, that was a kind of a weird take. I wasn't sure about that
I
one.
couldn't tell if Sarah Silverman was like fucking joking or not. I didn't understand that. Like, was that a
Yeah.
joke?
I don't know. I don't think so. Was it? Can you someone pull up the Jew face thing? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Was she? I didn't think that she could have been joking.
That's so wild to me. As like,
But Sarah Silverman, by the way,
Like,
his thumbnail game is so crazy, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this shit.
yeah, it's not great.
Just bad.
Yeah. Here, Sarah Silverman said she wants Jew face to end. Obviously, a shout out to blackface and other minority groups being portrayed by white people or people not.
I literally thought she was joking. I can't believe this.
So Sarah Silverman calls for an end to Jew face in Hollywood. Representation matters. Actually, there's a video to it, so we can actually tell for sure.
Like, what is there like a like a representation problem with like Jewish people in Hollywood? What
Well,
the fuck?
and also I think for the most part, when Jewish people are cast in a role, it's usually Jewish people that play the role too. I mean, there's a few notable differences, I would say, but
In what she talks about, she cites some specific
so wait,
examples. of
why the fuck won't it load?
ones
Is
that
this
she
an
was
ad
upset
block
about.
thing?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I really
Mine
want to watch
loaded.
this video.
It's always gentiles.
I really want to.
I'm sorry, but look, obviously, anti-Semitism is a gigantic problem still in this day and age, and it's at the heart of like every fucking psychotic reactionary conspiracy theory.
Yes.
But having said that, like, this is like an Irish person coming out and being like, in America, Irish people need to have Irish roles. Like, we are so close to my dream of Italian people coming out and being like, we need more Italian representation over
Italian
here.
phobia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that was-
like something that I have been ironically advocating for. We're so fucking close to it now. Like, I want that so bad.
Italian representation.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
Come
Everybody's
on,
always
Ed. It's
fucking, you know-
ridiculous. You're selling cappuccinos. I mean, that's our shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's true.
Okay, so here we have the clip. It's good we can hear it and decide if she's kidding or not. But let's analyze this.
I don't think she's okay. Let's see.
Watch. Jew face, doesn't feel good to say, is defined as when a non-Jew portrays a Jew with the Jewishness front and center, often with makeup or changing of features, big fake nose, all the New Yorkie or Yiddishy inflection. And in a time when the importance of representation is seen as so essential and so front and center, why does ours constantly get breached,
Bro, this
even
is some
today?
real. I'm
in the
sorry,
thick
this got
of it?
real all lives matter energy. To
Tori,
it.
what do you think about this?
So I've,
Oh, that's
I
an
think she's
ex-coworker of mine. It's like,
That's interesting. It does have a lot.
what the fuck? Like, people get mad when like there's that fucking show where there's a Indian actor, the Nation of Al or something. It's an Afghan interpreter who like lives in America with a veteran.
Yeah.
Like, people get mad at that Chuck Lorre or whatever show, right? Because it's like the most bazingified fucking, insane American imperialist agitprop you can see. And the dude is like Indian. He has like an interesting accent. The writing is like kind of fucking dog shit. People get mad at stuff like that because representation of like marginalized communities is important because, one, it allows people to see themselves in a role, in a position of power in a movie, and that's important. There's at least empirical evidence for this. But also, you get to craft, you get to be able to write authentically about the said experiences, right? But if there's as far as like Jewish representation goes in Hollywood, I'm shocked.
Well, so actually, this is going to be interesting. She specifically named like the Fantastic Miss Maisel. What was that show called?
Marvelous Miss Maisel.
So
yeah.
Marvelous Miss Mabel, I guarantee you, and I can't guarantee, but maybe you guys can easily fact check this. The creator of that show has to be Jewish.
Right, but the actress isn't.
The actress isn't Jewish, but my point is,
Right.
the character, I'm assuming, if you guys can fact check that.
Why is a fucking comedian who did like blackface and shit back in the day and portrayed herself as Hitler and all this other stuff, now talking about like social justice through comedy. I'm sorry, this is like the one area where I'm just like,
Well, people
dude,
are allowed to change their opinions on stuff.
I know, but like it seems
If the fact that she did blackface doesn't mean that she can't ever like try to make a point about anything. But the question that I have is, do Jewish lives matter to you?
Hussein Pecker. No, like, I mean, dude, this is like a tricky subject to discuss because like there's a lot of Nazi propaganda that's like, Jews control the media, all that sort of stuff is like ridiculous. If there's anything, there's a fucking WASP supremacy going on in America forever, but like no one ever talks about that because they make up the largest percentage of the population. But I don't know. It's like the one area where there is like a lot of authentic voices that can make fun of their own marginalization, their own struggles, their own history is like Jewish people in the media specifically, right? Like, I mean, fucking brilliant comedians have done an incredible job with this. So I just find it strange.
We saw a short clip, but she goes on to say, along with a lot of these portrayals, Sarah says anti-Semitic tropes are stereotyped and often played up on camera, including what she describes as prosthetics to make someone's nose bigger. And when has that happened recently? I don't see that.
Yeah.
And a heavy New York accent with Yiddish undertones. The creator is half Jewish.
She's Jewish on her dad's side, which technically means she's not Jewish.
Yeah, nope.
That's I don't know how to. I mean, but like
It's maternal.
It's interesting. Yeah, I mean,
Do you agree with this? Beyond, I mean, you don't.
No, I don't think there's a representation problem with Jews in Hollywood, obviously, and entertainment at all. But I've never watched something and been like, No, I've never thought about this. I don't care about this. I guess I see where I think she just sees like the representation, and then she's like, well, what about the Jews? But I don't really see that there's an issue there.
Well, that's why I say like it's like Irish people in 2021 being like,
yeah,
why the fuck aren't Irish people playing Irish people? It's like half the fucking Hollywood cast is like Australian sexy dudes portraying themselves as American. You know what I mean?
I personally think that a good actor can play any part, and I don't necessarily have a problem. Obviously, if you're like switching races, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like Scarlett Johansson playing a Japanese woman.
Yeah, like
who's Jewish, by the way.
Scarlett's Jewish.
Yeah,
I did not know that,
bro. I love when I learned that like a hot chick is Jewish. It's just like you're like, damn.
There's a lot of hot chicks that are Jewish.
Because it means like I could have had a chance with her.
Is that how that works?
Kind of.
You could have had a chance with Scarlett Johansson?
I think so. Because the Jewish thing holds a lot of weight when you meet a hot Jewish girl. It holds a lot of weight.
Well, I mean, she is married to Colin Jost, who is not Jewish.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I would have had a leg up.
Oh, okay.
I would have had a leg up.
So that doesn't show that her preference is going after.
No, it means she settled. It means she settled for a fucking goy.
I love this. Yeah.
she could have done so much better with the Jew.
Her parents very happy.
She could have done so much better with the Jew.
She made them unhappy instead.
Scarlett's a full-blown Jew?
Yeah, she's Ashkenazi.
Damn.
Our babies would have been all fucked up.
Her original surname is Schlomberg.
She dropped the Schlobner?
Yeah, that's.
I need representation. I need more Schlombers in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, there's another product. I mean, that is actually unironically a consequence of anti-Semitism. Is like so many Jewish people changing their last names.
For sure.
Like that's definitely a thing too. But that kind of implies
everyone
again
does that, though,
the fucking WASP supremacy of the whole ordeal, where it's like, people coming from like more marginalized backgrounds.
WASP meaning white
Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is that's the
real
standard.
overlords.
So if you go to the industry and you see like there's Jews, there's a lot of Jews represented, then it's like, dude, WASPs own everything. Like per capita, there's more fucking WASPs in charge in Hollywood and entertainment by far.
Of course.
So what the fuck?
That's why it's like laughable when people like. That's why the anti-Semitic tropes are laughable. I mean, there is definitely an overrepresentation with respect to like how many people with respect to the demographics overall. But the same thing exists for LGBT members, and it's not like a conspiracy. It's that that's what people that were marginalized gravitated towards as an industry. That doesn't fucking imply anything
No.
innocuous, or not innocuous. Sorry, it doesn't imply anything like fucking scary or creepy or whatever the fuck.
But I think people are just, I don't know, I guess. But there's also something like, I don't know.
Anti-Semitic.
Thank you, Keemstar.
Well, we knew that Keemstar is anti-Semitic.
Oh yeah,
He once told all of his followers to tweet at me, "Death to all Jews."
I'm sorry, what?
I swear to God, he did that.
That's fucking insane.
He did it. He said, "Everybody go tweet H33 death to all Jews."
That is okay. That's
Yeah.
Like,
do we
how
have
the
a
fuck
do we have a
does
clip of
He
that or
did, yeah,
something?
he did it on video. There is
Yeah,
a clip of it.
there's a video.
I mean,
of
he's
it.
done a lot on video.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like Keemstar, it's never enough for someone like him.
Keemstar hates the Jews.
Oh yeah, so but like there is an interesting thing though about white people or like passing white in this case of Jew, white, whatever. She's white, but like Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai, that's like some real white savior shit.
Great movie.
Yeah, it was.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was a good movie actually.
Yeah.
I like that
liked
movie,
it.
too.
But then
Also,
you have
Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, so that's representation that matters there.
that is
So
Minority religion.
yeah.
I don't think The Last Samurai was Scientologist though, but I get your point. And then Scarlett playing Ghost in the Shell. So it's like,
But as an anime, I see why people want like Asian representation there, but I personally think it's like funny. I don't think that's like, you're not fixing anything there.
so what representation does matter at what point?
Representation absolutely matters when you center black voices in a black story instead of doing like fucking weird like white savior movies. Like every
that
black
it?
trauma porn always revolves around like some fucking white person that's like the good white. You know what I mean?
Sure.
White people love feeling really good about like
That's-
how there were some good whites out there during the
Yeah,
civil
they
rights
go,
movement
I would
or
have
whatever.
been a good one.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. But 67% of the country thought MLK was like a terrorist. So I don't, in the aftermath of
Really?
his death even. So I don't think you would have
That's
been one of the good
interesting.
ones. I don't know.
Statistically, you would have been one of the bad whites.
Yes, exactly. Especially if you're like a Ben Shapiro or a fucking Steven
yeah.
Crowder. You're like the worst white there.
Bro, you would have fucking, you would have been spitting on him.
But yeah,
yeah.
whiteness is a expanding concept. It's not real. It's built upon the concept of exclusion. If you go to Nazi Germany, Jews were definitely not considered white. Neither were Slavic
That's
people.
why, yeah. The Jewish
But in
thing
America
is
in
funny to
2021.
me. I am considered white here in America for sure.
Yeah.
But like, if you ask a white supremacist if I'm white,
Yeah, no.
they would say no.
We're in the same boat there because like
For
I'm
sure
pale
we
as a
are.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
So like I'm super white passing, Muslim, Turkish, but like, directly from the Caucasus Mountains almost, right?
Yeah.
But if you ask like you ask a white supremacist,
like,
I'm
fuck
Hussein.
no.
I'm Hussein Pecker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah. It's an
But
interesting
then,
concept.
but this was interesting. Yeah. If you ask, the white supremacists don't want me.
I just
And-
here's the reason why I brought up the blackface, right? Your position can absolutely change on issues. That's why I do what I do. I believe that people have the capacity to change. My positions certainly have over the years. They've evolved. But like, it's kind of strange where like comedians will fucking exhaust like edgy comedy to its maximum allowance basically. And I don't have a problem with that ultimately, especially if it's funny. If it's not, then that's a different subject. But then they turn around and now it's like the tide has turned and like everyone is doing this like corporate friendly, we're all brands and representation matters in the like aesthetic side attitude. So now it's like, it just seems disingenuous. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to representation in Hollywood for portrayals of like Jewish people or Jewish people in general. It's like, I feel like I don't know.
The thing is, yeah,
It's like a non-issue that you
it's a
brought up,
non-issue. That's the thing.
and it almost like takes away.
It's not that funny either.
Yeah,
Because-
and it takes away from like, real problems with representation when it comes to like black directors.
I
and,
see.
And
Okay, that's a good- yeah.
like the areas where like representation matters is where the areas where, black and brown people do not make up even like any significant percentage of writers' rooms or producers or in front of the camera, and that's why I'm like, well, what the fuck? It's just
So, yeah, and right. So, in short, but like, yeah, I mean, but at the same time, maybe she's just talking and thinking out loud on her podcast. So maybe people are looking too much. I don't know.
yeah.
But Jew face just sounds funny. I think it's funny. The concept of Jew face is funny. And she, as a comedian, I like that idea.
Yeah.
But then
That's why I
she
thought it
got
was a joke.
serious about it.
Yeah.
And then it ruined the whole thing. Because I love Jew face.
It's just like, yeah, me too.
Like you could say, there's so much room with Jew face. You know, like I have a friend. He looks Jewish, but he's not.
Yeah.
Jew face.
Yeah,
He's in Jew face. He got to
doing
fucking
Jew
take
face.
care of that. He's getting the privilege of being a Jew. Like Scarlett, if God forbid Scarlett crossed paths with him, and she'd be like, "This man's Jewish. I'm gonna take a shot." That's
Yeah,
not fair.
you're done. Yeah,
That's
you're
not
out.
representation.
Yeah,
that a
it's
Jew
fucked
like
up.
me deserves.
Colin Jost, we're coming after you, dude. Leftovers podcast.
So,
I've been trying to find evidence of a recent movie where somebody used prosthetics to make their nose
Yeah,
bigger.
I mean-
this is the only example I could come up with was in the movie Cloud Atlas, the actress Halle Berry, who's a black woman, in one of the plot lines
that's
played a Jewish woman.
not Halle Berry.
That's Halle Berry in makeup.
What?
Wow,
Why
that's
would-
really good. That's good ass
First of
Jew
all,
face.
So
looks
that's some Jew
amazing.
face
That's
right
some
there.
good ass Jew face, dude.
Looks fucking spectacular. Wait, she's playing a Jew?
Yeah, if you're familiar with Cloud Atlas, it's like people being reincarnated in a bunch of different
Why
lifetimes.
would they- but- so look-
in one of her lifetimes, she's
Why
a Jewish
would they
woman.
cast her to play a white woman? I just
No,
don't
it's an alternate universe.
It's part of. You kind of have to see the movie
She's
to understand.
herself.
Oh, she's a black woman who's
but in
reincarnated.
one alternative.
Oh, well, that makes
one
sense.
alternate timeline. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get mad
Sort
about
of,
that
yeah.
Jew face.
So, but it's like
So
getting
Jew
mad
face-
at Dave Chappelle's white face. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
totally. Which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
So fucking funny.
And that's kind of my point, which is that like one thing that I personally get like very upset about, even though ultimately I think like attacking culture in this way is unproductive overall. But one thing I get upset about is like
I'll beat him up.
people from marginalized backgrounds, whether they are Jewish, whether they are black, brown, like they make incredible content making jokes about said marginalization and said oppression and said struggle. And I think that that's where like there's beautiful art that comes out of
Did
it.
you say Jews are marginalized?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. But I don't. I will.
No, but
I don't
I
think
mean, like-
Jews in America are marginalized.
No, but I
think
mean, like-
there is a shitload of anti-Semitism.
Dude,
though.
I mean, there's still fucking, there's a lot of anti-Semitism.
people fucking hate my guts for being Jewish.
Yeah, but then what I'm referencing is like intergenerational trauma as a consequence of the fucking Holocaust. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So there is a lot of, I mean, Jewish people are becoming better off over multiple generations now, and I'm not comparing it to black trauma at all, but there is a shared struggle there as a consequence of anti-Semitism that creates fucking awesome art.
Yeah,
and in
for
a lot of
sure.
instances, they're making fun of, their own stereotypes and shit like that. And it's fucking funny. It's like
Yeah, you're
great.
right. That's what it is.
It's great
a
comedy, and I
shared-
hate policing that. Where I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. I mean, what, like fucking like the Nanette style comedy policing, so that like every joke or every comedy special needs to turn into a fucking TED talk. It's like, please don't rob the fucking last remaining like thing that is humorous on this planet.
By the way, speaking of anti-Semitism,
And
He was serious. Like, seriously, everybody tweet at fucking H3H3, death to all Jews.
there you have it.
That's wonderful.
Classic shit right there, buddy. That's
great.
Keemstar. We love that for him.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I woke up one day and I was like, why is everybody wishing me death? I was like, psych, I get that every day.
You're
Just
like,
another
I didn't
day
even
to me.
see it. It's like I thought it was a normal. Yeah, I thought it was
Another day to
Tuesday.
me, fuckers. Yeah, so I've got, how long we been going, Dan?
About an hour and a half, and
Okay.
it is noon. I don't know if Hassan needs
We
to
can keep
split
going
soon.
because we started a little bit late. I
Okay,
think.
cool. Yeah, I've got my right-wing cringe comp that I want to go. This is kind of like my fun part. This is the fun part of the show.
Yeah.
So Alex Jones, as you heard, lost his lawsuits on a technicality. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
My theory on that, Alex Jones failed to provide documents during discovery over the course of years of the judge saying, you need to produce, you need to produce, you need to produce, and him ignoring court orders for years. So this wasn't like some bullshit judgment. This was, they gave him as much time as reasonable possible. And because he failed to produce documents, he lost all of his lawsuits. I think he would have had a good chance of winning.
It's the weakest way to lose a lawsuit, man. Can't
But
do it.
the only way I have of explaining why he failed to produce documents is because if what he had to produce would have been so fucking damning to his reputation.
What reputation, though? I mean, he's defended himself as like in divorce court. He's defended himself as like the things I say are actually parody and not meant to be taken seriously.
No.
Tucker Carlson has done that too.
No, the things that he must have said must be so horrific behind the scenes that he was willing to take the biggest L of all time.
Oh, 100%. I know for a fact that he hates that. Like he does not like the mentions of Sandy Hook.
He's trying to get past it.
Yeah, he's trying to move past it.
Yeah, well,
he's demonstrating growth, Sweaty.
Yeah, well, so here he is demonstrating growth. This is from, what's today? This is from 2 days ago. Right-wing pastor Tony Spell calls in. And they are agreeing that the COVID vaccine is part of Satan's plan to depopulate the earth.
Facts.
No printers.
They're going to have the answer for all the chaos and turmoil and the weather problems that are actually being controlled right now by
I was about to say they have a huge secret government weather control program that the UN they admit exists.
I love all the documents on the fucking desk, like straight up, like Charlie Day with the conspiracy board on his desk.
I mean, we did steal his set design.
Yeah, and we do it better. This is a $3 million set. How much
we got no documents in front of us. I'm just saying.
Nah, bro.
I got all the documents.
I have a laptop in front of me. I don't. He's got the fanciest fucking studio, and he's printing out like.
No, that's why he has the overhead camera to like show, what documents he's looking at.
He looks like such a boomer, though.
And the documents are literally like a printed out Breitbart article.
Why are you printing articles?
Yeah, it's like, I got the documents right here.
You've got to start pinching pennies with those lawsuits, settlements pending.
Sucking a ding dong.
So, yeah, apparently the vaccine is causing also the weather problems we're experiencing.
Everybody knows this.
There might be something else causing the extreme weather, but it could also be the vaccine.
No, it's the vaccine.
And also the gays.
Yeah, it's UN climate control. And not climate change, which is fake, and a Chinese communist propaganda.
Yeah, there were some great ones where I think, it was one of the classic pastors was when the hurricanes were coming around. He was blaming the gays.
Oh, Rush Limbaugh, I think, did that.
Oh, Rush Limbaugh did that. Too much ducks.
He also said it was fake, and the hurricanes were
never
fake.
Happened.
And then they caught him leaving the state.
I see. Rush Limbaugh does it like no one done it.
Yeah,
that motherfucker said hurricanes aren't real.
Yeah,
while evacuating.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like
that's high level.
I mean, I laugh at his death every day.
Yeah, I mean,
great.
Yeah, quartering's peas in his basement, but Rush Limbaugh. Well, I don't know what's the comparison. I just want to say he peed in his basement again.
Yeah.
What humans are made out of, so you're bad. Exactly. They're orchestrating the global depopulation collapse, and they're going to blame it on, again, the general public. Why does Satan want depopulation?
He wants depopulation because he wants revenge against the human race because we took his place.
They're saying this like they know Satan.
Yeah,
like I had a long conversation. Also,
I mean, he knows he might be Satan.
These people need to be on antipsychotics, not fucking television.
Yeah, no, I'm an advocate for bringing back lobotomies for evangelical pastors, dude. No,
mandatory lobotomies.
It's like, dude, if this guy is leading your congregation, like that's a L. Like, how do you fucking sit there and listen to this fucking psycho? Like, just he looks. First of all,
because he makes so much sense, bro.
He looks evil. Like, I don't understand it. That's what's so funny to me about like right wing.
Kenneth Copeland is the most satanic.
Yeah, like these
ever.
motherfuckers literally look like the devil.
Yeah,
and you're just sitting there being like, "Yep, that's right."
And he's going like, "The devil is among us."
Yeah, it's
Satan
you.
might be right in front of your nose right now.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
What are we gonna do?
God made man in his image and after his likeness. The shot actually affects your DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid.
Dumb
It
fuck.
actually changes the
It actually
molecular
doesn't.
structure of humans who are created in God's image and after his likeness.
You could trust me. I'm sitting in front of a bunch of books.
That's right. He read all of them.
The vaccine changed the DNA. I asked Satan. He said it to me. I know him very well.
Okay, let's play the game. You think he's
That's why-
vaccinated?
They're all vaccinated.
I don't know. Some of these dudes, especially at that level, some of them are like the right wing AM radio hosts. They just fucking die.
Nah, he's vaccinated.
Yeah, he
These
gets.
guys have too much to lose.
I was about to say he probably has a lot of money.
He's got a lot of money. He's loving his life. He's in on the grift. They're all vaccinated.
What about Alex?
He's vaccinated.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I would
Okay.
suspect
For
that he's
sure.
vaccinated.
They're all vaccinated. All the Fox News guys are vaccinated.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
They're the only people who aren't vaccinated are the people that watch their show. You know what
Well,
I mean?
the AM radio hosts that like are all around the country that like those guys are not vaccinated.
Yeah, but they're not rich.
Huh?
AM radio hosts, those motherfuckers still make money?
Fuck yeah, they do, man. They, dude,
Name
they-
one. Name one.
I mean, I don't know any of them by name because I'm not a psycho, but
I don't
like,
think those guys make money anymore.
dude, they still reach to like a gigantic audience.
Someone look up like the biggest conservative AM radio host and let's do some
I mean, like
recon.
Rush Limbaugh is
Well-
like he's Rush Limbaugh, right?
Yeah.
But even then, like he had a
You think he was vaxxed?
Was he vaxxed? Probably. I mean,
I think so,
he
too.
was fucking cancer, so he didn't want to die.
He's vaxxed.
Yeah.
So one of the radio hosts that died of COVID recently, this guy Bob Enyart, who I guess was fairly big. It says his net worth was about $1 million. So
Not crazy money.
Not crazy, but that's like
he's,
low
he's
tier.
doing well.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think radio guys make money anymore.
Well, yeah, Hassan's right though that this is probably just like a relatively small.
Well, just
market
look up.
kinda guy.
I don't
He's
care if they
he's in the
died. I just
Denver
want to know.
area.
I want to know how much money these fuckers are making.
Right wing
Yeah.
AM radio broadcasters wealth.
Do some recon.
That's good.
The world's highest paid radio host of 2018. I mean, it's gonna be like fucking Howard Stern and shit.
No, he's
Yeah,
not on
that's too-
radio. He's on Sirius.
Oh. Yeah, no, it says highest paid Howard Stern earnings 90 million, Rush Limbaugh 84.5, Ryan Seacrest 74, Sean Hannity 36 million.
These fuckers aren't on radio. are
Glenn
they?
Beck.
These guys
no,
are
they,
on.
they have,
They
no, they
are.
have radio shows.
Yeah, but they're not making their money from being AM radio hosts.
Glenn Beck 8.5
These guys
million.
are all huge network stars.
Yeah, Glenn Beck is like one of them, 8.5 million. So, but this is what I mean.
He's on TV.
Beck is still one of the most popular radio talk show
back.
hosts in America with an estimated 10.5 million listeners.
Damn.
Yeah, but his
is a
never
lot.
Trump stance harmed his bottom line. So that's why.
Oh, the
so he
never
Shut the
Trump.
fuck up about that.
Yeah, you got to keep your mouth shut on all that.
Yeah, most of his money comes from a 7-figure radio contract with Premiere,
Okay.
while he pads his paycheck with book earnings and low returns from his struggling media company, The Blaze. Damn, Forbes fucking ripped him.
Struggling the Blaze.
Yeah.
Burn.
Here, another AM radio host that died of COVID, Mark Bernier, I guess.
Yeah.
His net worth about $4 million. So again,
Okay, that's
they're
good
not
money.
like crazy
I'm
money,
telling
but
you,
they're,
you would
they're
not
well off.
suspect it, right?
Yeah.
That's good money.
That's right, dude. That's a fucking
That's right.
Daytona Beach. So that's a Daytona Beach talk show host. You know what I mean? He's got fucking a radio show. How the fuck does he have $4 million? And then you look at his you look at his audience, and you realize like, oh my god, these dudes low-key still command like a pretty sizable fucking audience.
Yeah.
Conservatives
Especially
are
the
hogs,
boomers.
man. They consume. They find their boys and they consume, man. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
If we were conservatives, man, we'd be fucking
I know.
killing it, bro.
That's why I
The
always
socialist game. is
Yeah, that's
good?
why I always fucking laugh when people are like, he's using socialism to grift. It's like, yeah, that's why there's so many fucking incredibly successful socialist
Oh my
broadcasters
God.
out there.
Yeah, I think you're the only one that's on the
There's
high
like there's
level.
like 3, and we all get fucking ripped on nonstop by other socialists on the internet. And I could make
What is this,
so
a
much
comparison?
more.
Oh, how our set is more bomb?
Yeah, he knows the truth.
He's the dude, that Sandy Hook, people are coming. Our set is looking bomb. He's rattling. He's
Pussy doesn't
scared.
even have an
I think
American
there's a
flag on
prophecy
his.
too for when we show
Yeah,
up on his show.
ours is more patriotic, first of all.
That's right.
Alex Jones is a few months away from peeing in his basement, I'll tell you what.
Isn't that just
The
darling?
government is wanting to push this vaccine so heavily and say, if you don't take it, we're going to.
It literally
deny
marks
you.
your DNA.
They're going to have the answer.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's being good boy.
This isn't being a good boy.
He toned it down. He's just saying that the vaccine is a satanic conspiracy to kill everybody on Earth.
Oh, 100%.
Nothing but fact.
That's just normal stuff, though. You know.
This was a really interesting take from the Daily Wire host, who basically said that vaccine mandates, the Spanish Inquisition is more justified than vaccine mandates.
No, that's wrong. He's comparing it to cancel culture.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
not,
yeah.
he's not one of the
Cancel
ones-
culture is less. Here, I'll just let you listen to it. It's fantastic.
As for the videos,
I hate this guy.
This is Ben Shapiro's, and he's got that look. You know what I mean?
He just looks like a pedophile.
He's got that core. He does. He does.
Sorry.
This is the youth pasture you want to
he
avoid, bro.
He literally does a lot of fucking sus shit too. Like he went to like the fucking public meeting of the school board. His children are fucking homeschooled. Like, what are you doing at the school board meeting when your
What?
children are fucking homeschooled, dog? What's wrong with you?
Don't let this kid around kids.
Talking about
bro.
fucking CRT and mask mandates for children. It's like,
mind your own business.
yeah, you just, your
Doesn't
children are
concern
homeschooled.
you, bitch.
Yeah.
So here's his hot take.
As for the videos, they demonstrate an important point. That gender ideology, more than any other leftist doctrine, is spread and propagated by force. What you're witnessing in videos like this is a modern form of forced conversion. Gender activists compel normal people to affirm their doctrines under threat of public shaming, loss of income, or violence, or all three in some cases. In a forced conversion centuries ago, or even today in some parts of the world, you may have been coerced into affirming a religious doctrine under threat of being burned at the stake. Now you're coerced into affirming the doctrines of the gender cult under threat of having everything else in your life, aside from your physical body, incinerated.
Oh, okay.
Trans activists are basically what your public school history teacher told you the Inquisitors were. The difference is that the Inquisition has been caricatured.
Wait, hold on. You got it. This is my favorite part.
Okay, we'll hear it.
Right here.
The difference is that the Inquisition has been caricatured. I mean, it was far more defensible than modern day cancel culture is.
The Inquisition is far more defensible than cancel culture. The Inquisition was straight up paranoid fucking mass
I respect
murder.
that. I gotta be honest with you. I respect that. Because like I hear dudes like defend the Civil War. You know what I mean? And that's like,
I defend it from the northern perspective, sure.
No. I'm talking.
Yeah,
no, I'm
totally
talking
defend
like
the war.
people defending the Confederacy. Like that's broke shit. Okay, motherfucker was like the Inquisition was defensible.
But
like
his boss is Ben Shapiro. The
You don't hear
Inquisition
that.
mass murder Jews.
yeah, no, you don't. But you don't hear that a lot.
No, you never hear that. Because my first reaction was like, okay, what was defensible about the Inquisition? Period.
Or just mass murder of Jews. I think that's what he's like. That was tight.
What the fuck?
Yeah, pogroms not bad for him. It's like the real pogrom is cancel culture. So
Such a crazy statement.
I love the psychotic breakdown that has to occur in your fucking brain to suspect that a fucking trans person is at the center of power in any conversation. Like they are at the intersections of marginalization.
Yeah.
You literally in numerous states can fucking get away with murdering a trans person and use the gay panic defense, okay, or the trans panic defense. And it happens all the time. Trans black women go missing regularly. Nobody gives a fuck. No, like nothing. These are the most powerless people. Like the most powerless people in society right now. So powerless that you can openly talk about their existence and just be like, yeah, trans people are mentally ill or whatever the fuck you want to say. And that's like normal conversations that can take place. You can't do that for any other marginalized group in a similar capacity.
Right.
And this motherfucker has the audacity to be like, they're the most powerful. They're leading the
They want to
Inquisition.
kill us all.
Yeah.
They want to kill us all.
Yeah.
And actually, the mass murder of Jews that took place, the Inquisition? Well,
that's defensible.
That's more defensible than what they're doing.
Yeah.
Not just Jews. They killed all kinds of people. But
far more defensible, he said. Yeah.
So what he's saying, therefore, is that we need to kill trans people.
I mean, yeah, that's what he's arriving at.
I mean, if they pose that great of a threat to us, we need to eradicate them.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. But I kind of respect it. Like I say, it's like creative.
And also, like, you know, let's not mince words here. Just tell us who you are. I appreciate that. I guess it's a little scary.
I feel like a lot of these dudes though, they don't have a lot of people watching them. You know what I mean? So they succeed on that end because, like, who the fuck is watching Matt Walsh, dude? You know what I mean? He's such a fucking goober. Like who's like, man, I got to get my daily dose of Matt Walsh.
Right. He's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand it for Ben Shapiro either, but like, he's demonstrably successful, you know, unfortunately. But Matt Walsh and, like, you know, Michael Knowles, who I've debated in the past, those guys they're the lackeys. They're not. They're not.
He
exactly.
works for. I mean, I don't know how many people watch, but he works for a big media company.
Yeah, Daily Wire.
So it's not like, you know, they're a huge company. They've co-signed him. Facebook. They put him on the TV. Yeah, this is Zuckerberg approved content, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Zuckerberg once famously said he the Holocaust denial, which is like the single telltale sign of a fascist person, was you know, a difference in opinion.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Insane. Like an insane thing to say.
This is bro.
It's just a difference in opinion, bro. Like, you know who says that? Nazis.
That's technically true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the difference in opinion is that, like, you're a Nazi.
Is it true that I was reading? I just heard this. Is it true that they used to chant during executive meetings at Facebook, "company over country"? Or is that
I've never heard that, but it doesn't
look that
surprise
up.
me.
I swear
that sounds like urban legend,
but I swear they used to, I just
company
fact check
over
that.
country is what they supposedly
used
chanted.
Yes.
It immediately came up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Vox article. Iowa Zuckerberg's speechwriter, "Companies over countries" was his early motto.
Company over country. They used to chant that.
Dude, these freaks. I mean, they literally.
He's such a
They
freak.
control the internet in a lot of developing nations. Like, they offer free internet in what is known as a walled garden internet. And it was actually struck down in India, but I think a form of that still exists. Like, Latin America communications almost exclusively rely on WhatsApp. You know, like, these guys, like, they are more powerful than countries. They're so much more powerful than countries. They're more powerful than multiple countries at this point.
That's the problem with that level of wealth. You know,
Yes.
well, also that it comes at the cost is so much below. There's so many problems with that. A new book reports that Mark Zuckerberg emphasized a company over country mantra in his company's early days.
Yeah.
So was that just his mantra, or was he literally making his employees chant that? Because that's some serious.
Well,
I mean, both are bad.
Regardless,
Yeah,
this
no, definitely both are
motherfucker
bad.
literally thought to himself, company over country.
Yeah, he's probably not alone.
And
in that.
he's like, that's my guiding star.
I'm the meat chef.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no, we got to bring back fucking tech serfdoms, we got to bring back serfdoms and make them tech serfdoms. You know, disruptive, very disruptive. New idea called, having peasants that you can conscript to fucking fight for you.
It'd be awesome
when you go to war with, like, I don't know, fucking
Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft.
Yo, I know we're getting low on time, so I'm going to rapid fire. Here's Ted Cruz sending his thoughts and prayers to the victims of a school shooting, but more pressing issues he's here to talk about.
And there have been far too many of these at far too many schools. And so we are grateful for the courage and the heroism of the first responders. And we are hopeful that all of the students or individuals who may have been injured will come through and survive. We're here today because of the Biden border crisis that continues to rage on the southern border.
Oh my Lord, dude!
This is a crisis.
Oh, wait. They cut him. So, like, he's like, we're here today, and then they fucking cut his ass off. It's so good.
All right, so we dropped in there to hear a little bit of Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
And there have been far
This
too
is
many
in his
of
own state. This is in Texas.
I mean, we know he doesn't give a fuck, bro. He ran to Cancun when the fucking state ran out of power.
Yeah.
And then blamed his fucking daughters, who are
Yeah.
massive Minecraft stands, by the way. I'm almost 100% certain that Ted Cruz's daughters are, like, woke as fuck.
That'd be great.
No, they
But
straight up
you-
are. They
I-
might even watch this show.
I hope
I'm not
so.
even-
Shout out Ted Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ted
Reach
Cruz.
out.
No, it's
Also,
just-
they found his dad.
the Zodiac killer.
Yeah, they found his
Well,
dad.
he's the Zodiac killer. His dad killed JFK.
Oh, he's the Zodiac killer?
Yeah. Yeah, get
That
your
doesn't make
conspiracy
sense.
straight,
That,
Ethan.
that doesn't make any sense time continuum wise.
That's Donald Trump, baby. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
But yeah, no, his daughter's almost certain because he actually said happy birthday dream. He like tweet.
Oh yes.
I sent it in Discord.
And I
his
know
daughters
yeah,
are gonna hate his guts.
Yeah, his daughters.
Well, they
are-
already do. That's for sure.
Yeah, his
Happy
daughters
birthday
are like
dream.
big fans of all the Minecrafters.
Oh well,
and
shout out to the Cruz family. Your dad's a piece of shit.
yeah, no, for sure. Like I think that they know though. Like there's no shot you could be like a fucking Minecraft stan
And not hate Ted Cruz.
and not like realize that your dad kind of sucks.
Well, he made those weird family videos too when he was running for president. You remember
Yeah.
those super
And his daughter was like,
they were like,
"Eh."
"Don't touch me, Dad. You have tonsil stones."
Well, he also constantly fucking shits on him. Like he's like, yeah, I went to Cancun because my fucking 5-year-old daughter wanted me to
My
go.
dumb bitch daughter wanted
Yeah.
to go to Cancun.
She forced me.
Oh, you replied to that?
Oh,
I just noticed that right below
Oh,
Ted
what did
Cruz,
you
you were
say?
the top
Did I ratio
reply.
him?
You fell off permanently out for Texas plus ratio.
Yeah.
That's good. Am I
No,
logged in? Can I like
it
this?
is a permanent L for Texas. Like Ted Cruz's existence.
Yep.
Well, you see how much he cares about Texas. This is a school shooting that happened in Texas. My thoughts go out to the families. Anyway,
But like, here's the thing, dude. It's just done in America. It's so commonplace that like,
shooting.
remember back in the day, they used to say like, "Don't make this political. Don't make this political." You know, and now they're just like, "Yeah, who gives a fuck? Yeah, thoughts and prayers, whatever. Let's move on to the real
Anyway,
issue."
yeah.
Yeah, the border crisis.
Here's a suggestion: just don't be assholes.
Yeah,
Who's that? Is that Ted?
That was Ted Cruz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting thought. Yeah, so that's a good one I really like. Anyway, let's see. Lindsey Graham booed by his own supporters for suggesting they should get the vaccine. Fantastic. Oh no, not like this.
Freaking
Not like
you know,
this.
Chinese
I'm sure I can find
censorship right there, dude.
Yeah, so the conservatives have created a monster that they've lost control of. They've created a monster that is now eating their base. And it's killing so many people now in the South and in red states now. It's almost entirely people are dying by like 80% in red states. And it actually, I mean, we just crossed like 700,000 deaths now.
Yeah.
And you remember, Dan, I said this pandemic could kill 1 million people and thought people literally thought I was psychotic.
Scaremonger.
And here we are on the precipice, but now it's just killing mostly conservatives. And I think they are realizing they may have fucked up with playing games with this.
Well, the thing is, I don't think they care about their voters dying necessarily because, like, the conservative,
they care about losing.
Well, their strategy does not revolve around like democracy anyway, and they always work from a minority position.
Mm-hmm.
And they have already set like new voting restrictions in like 19 states immediately through Republican legislatures already that will totally obliterate voters' protections. So they can always win with a minority. That doesn't really matter. They can always stop people from voting and make it as hard as possible for people to vote. I think the real problem here is that like ICUs are packed and the workforce is dying. And we can't go back to like a normal order of the economy still, especially in like red states and stuff like that. And that's why they're like panicking. They care more about, capital, and they care more about the interests of capital than they do about like losing voters, because their strategy doesn't really rely on winning votes. Their strategy relies on making sure the other side can't vote. Poor people can't vote. Black people can't vote. So,
but the truth is, even with the voter suppression and working from a minority position, the margins are slim. They're still slim, dude. Like you lose a couple thousand people in the wrong place by.
I mean, yeah, but you lose a couple thousand people, but then you stop 10,000 people from being able to vote. You purge them from the ballots. You make it so that like there's no mail-in ballots. Stop all of that immediately. And boom! All of a sudden,
they're playing a high level game.
They change the balance again.
Well, here's Lady Graham trying to encourage people to
If
get
you hadn't had the vaccine, you want to think about getting it because if you're my age,
That's how much they hate it.
Bro, y'all are gonna die. I've seen a lot of wrinkled ass, fucking bald ass heads in that crowd, dude.
Bro, I hate these fucking videos. Yeah, thank you.
The people in the hospitals in South Carolina unvaccinated.
Wrong. You're wrong. I read on Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg said that's a lie.
But that's not.
Dan, can you just find the? I hate these. I hate it. CNN,
but
put
like
the music over it.
But like, why are they saying wrong to that? It's true. Like, how are you? Oh
because I read on Facebook.
But then
that their hospitals are actually empty.
The funniest part about it is like whenever they turn around and they go, there must be another conspiracy. Why are all these anti-vaxxers dying? Someone's murdering them. It's like, yeah.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's great. I read that the hospitals are empty, and my friend Joe's cousin went out there and went into the hospital, and it was empty.
It's just like,
and then he died of COVID the next week.
Yeah.
He was assassinated.
Yeah, that's the wonderful part about it is that, like, 4 of my immediate family members have died, and also COVID is still fake.
Mm-hmm. And don't get the vaccine.
Yeah, it's great, man. No, keep it up. Like, I don't care if you're going to a fucking Lindsey Graham rally, like, and you're 65-year-old piece of shit. Like, if you die because you didn't get the vaccine, I literally do not care. Those are like,
don't let the quartering hear that.
Your time has come. Okay, your time has come. You're gonna fucking die. Sucks to suck. At this point, like, I've given up on trying to vaccinate those people. What I do care about is, like, poor people that are victims of misinformation, that are working all the time, don't have immediate access to, like, medical facilities, things like that.
Here we go. Love.
If you hadn't had the vaccine, you ought to think about getting it, because if you're my age...
Boom!
I didn't tell you to get it. You ought to think about it.
No! Fuck you! I won't think about shit!
92% of the people in the hospitals in South Carolina are unvaccinated.
Wrong, bitch! My cousin Jeb works at the hospital.
That's wonderful.
It's fucking awesome, isn't it?
It's a death cult. Like, they are suicidal. They straight up. Like, there is no. I don't know how else to look at this other than that.
We've done 2 hours. Damn, so much great stuff.
I know. There's like,
do I have time for one more video?
I mean, if you make it real quick, but we are out of time.
This one's really fast. Anti-vax protest in LA or New York, sorry, destroys a COVID testing site for no fucking reason.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. That
they're protesting the vaccine. Protesting the vaccine and tearing down. What the fuck kind of shenanigans is that? Tearing down a testing station.
Yeah.
Are we?
Those are the real villains of society. People that want you to get tested.
Are we against testing now?
That's what I was saying. Like, it's like they're not even like doing mass vaccinations there, dude. They're literally just testing you for COVID. Like,
They're
you're
like,
anti.
No thinking about COVID. Anyway, here it is. It's fantastic.
I always assumed that they should be in favor of the testing sites, especially because, like, these testing sites are helping homeless people, poor people on their commutes, like, run by fucking volunteers. It's psychotic.
No testing, damn it. Well,
do you know who this protest was?
Who?
These are New York teachers and educators that refused the vaccine and got fired. That's what this protest was over.
Damn it! I'm just mad at COVID.
The irony there is that, like, the wonderful irony there is that, like, the New York mandates also originally had a carve out for testing. Like, you either get the vaccine, or if you don't get the vaccine, you get tested on a weekly or I think maybe on a daily basis. And so them destroying a vaccination center or not a vaccination center, sorry, them destroying a fucking testing center is additionally ironic. That's like the one way to not.
A lot of people say, like, oh, well, you see, people are mass resigning. It's like, it's like 5% or something minuscule of the amount of people. But it's like, dude, you're around children. You're an ingrained part of society. Get vaccinated, bro. And if you don't, go find another fucking job. I don't know what to tell you.
It's wild.
That's the show. 2 hours.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
Maybe I'm going to pee in my trash can, dog.
I'm going to go pee in my basement, all right?
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Hassan. It's been another Leftovers in the trenches fighting for you. True patriots on the front
Looking at
on the front of
looking at the juiciest of hogs. The big
Yeah. Take those hogs to market, boy. They're ready for slaughter. Best in show.
That's right. Do we
never salute. Or I mean, never always hold.